Thank you all for coming. I'm so excited. It's just amazing to me to even be here and be part of this amazing book. But when I look at this audience of very strong women in my life, I'm just thrilled that I have this many friends. I never knew I had this many friends. So I'm looking around here, and there's actually a couple women here that were part of my first study for my dissertation that really gave me sort of that push that I needed to look into the field of women in leadership and why they're there, and got me to a point of being a co-author in this amazing book. In case any of you are wondering, because some of you have asked, how did I get into this book? Well, about 4 years ago, I started looking at women in leadership, and I published an ebook, and I got a lot of information out on the web, and was asked to participate in a number of Women Speak radio shows on through podcast. And one of the women that had me on her show a number of times was a woman by the name of Nancy O'Reilly. And she is a clinical psychologist who runs this radio show. And she had, over the years, interviewed hundreds of women and selected 20, asked us to write a contributing chapter to her book, to this book. We all did that, and that was actually 2 years ago that I wrote that article. And we edited and re-edited, and we waited and we waited and we waited, and voila, last July I got an email that said we found a publisher. So we're very excited that the book is actually in every Barnes & Noble all over the United States, and we're hoping it goes to other countries. So we got our fingers crossed on that. So in a nutshell, this is really a book for everybody. It's a book for young women, it's a book for men, it's a book for women in business, it's a book for parents, it's a book for grandparents, because it gives a lot of different perspectives on women in leadership. My particular chapter actually deals with parenting and how to parent strong girls. So if you've got a granddaughter or a little girl of your own, some key things in there that would be really good for you to read. One thing that I want to add is that it's really, really important that I'm so happy that I see men in the audience, because this is not a book for just for women, because the silence of the man has to stop. One of the things that I read about just the other day, Emma Watson, you know, our Harry Potter girl, she is the Goodwill ambassador and was speaking to the UN a couple of months ago about a new initiative called E for She. And what that is encouraging men to stand up for women. And that's a good thing, because guess what? So many men are in leadership arenas and have some great, strong women that work for them, and they really need to reach back, grab their hand, and pull them up into leadership, and to recognize all the strengths that we share. Women are really, really needed in the leadership field, and so many of my friends will talk to me and say, I don't know how to get there, I don't know how to take that final leap. And it really is a lot that has to do with fear. We're afraid, because society has taught us to be afraid. So what we're hoping with this book is that it undoes some of that fear. Do you know, I think one of the startling facts is, women still, on a whole, earn 25 cents less per hour than men do. That has been the same for a decade. At the rate that equal pay is growing, it's going to take 75 years before we earn what men earn. So think about it. Those of you that have preschool kids, you have a 5-year-old, she's going to be 80 before she can earn equal pay. That's a shame. One of the things that I was thinking about last night, I'm laying in bed and I'm thinking, what am I going to say to this group? And I got out of bed and I accidentally kicked my foot to the leg of the bed. I thought about the F word. The F word that I want to talk to you about is feminist. How many of you think you're a feminist? See a few. How many of you feel that women should have equal rights? How many of you think that women should be able to vote? How many of you think a woman should be able to enter into contract? How many of you think a woman should be able to own property? Okay, that is the definition. You get it. That is the definition of feminism. So how many of you are feminists? It's supporting women's rights and equality. And we hope that men are feminists too. So I want to thank you all for being here. And anybody have any questions about anything? I had a little longer presentation planned, but a lot of talking. Anybody have any questions about anything?
What's your number one piece of advice for women starting out in school?
My number one piece of advice would be to watch how you brand yourself. Women have what I would call an internal glass ceiling. Do y'all know what that glass ceiling is? There's this clear piece of glass over our heads, and we can see management, we can see the top, but we can't seem to get there. I think that still exists, but I think that what exists even more importantly is a glass ceiling within us. We don't think we're able, we don't see the qualities that we have that are good, and we need to get rid of that, and we need to brand ourselves in our own minds as strong. We need to be proud of our authentic beauty. We need to shun, and I hate to say this about Barnes & Noble, like all those magazines over there that show all these girls in these cute little shapes and bikinis, because guess what? That's not real life. And our measuring stick should not be our physical beauty. Our measuring stick should be what's within us. And you'll get that. You read this book and it should give you some strength and help you raise strong girls and help you be a strong girl. So thank you so much for coming. And what I would like to remind you to do is fill out an index card if you haven't, put your name and email address on it, and put it in this bag. And I have a really nice little gift door prize for the name of it. And go and buy a book. Buy books for everybody in your family and all the strong girls that you know. So thank you very much. And mingle a little.